The U.S. and Iran said Monday there are some signs of progress in their ongoing nuclear talks. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif held bilateral meetings in Geneva, Switzerland. Iran and 6 global powers are trying to reach a framework agreement to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons in exchange for ending sanctions. There's a growing sense of urgency as the clock ticks down to a March 31st deadline. Dr. Marc Benhuri is an Iranian author and advocate, and he is here to bring us his wisdom and analysis on this situation. Dr. Benhuri, welcome to Arise America.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being here. So there's been reports that there's progress, although very few of the sources that have been quoted in the media have been willing to identify themselves. So I'm just wondering your take. Is there real progress? And what we've been hearing is that there's this compromise 10-year deal. What you make of that?
There is no progress whatsoever so far. And, you know, the Iranian, they said that their nuclear is for peaceful purposes, for nuclear medicine and power plant. They just need 5, percent, uranium. But when they go over enrichment of 20, that's for weapon. And secondly, nobody's talking about why they have manufacturing facility for heavy water, that for making a bomb. And thousands and thousands and thousands of centrifuges, 24 hours a day, that was supposed to be disabled, all of them, none of them. They're going as fast as possible. They are just playing with us till they gain time and till they get their atomic bomb. And for Iran to have, especially this terrorist group, they are a group that they are promoting Islamic terrorism globally. They're financing them, they are giving them money, and they give them weapon and training.
Okay, you said a mouthful, so let's go back and go through a few of these a step at a time. There have been many analysts, even right here on Arise America, that have made the same claim that you have, that if we remember just before the holidays, the talks fell apart, the officials walked out of the meeting, and many have said these are just stalling techniques as Iran continues to develop their nuclear program. Is it chasing, if you will, white elephants, as we like to say, to limit them from the amount of uranium that they can amass over this next 10 years, saying that if they can't amass that in that period of time, they'll have what's called a 1-year or 12-month breakout period. It would take them a year to ramp up to, weapons grade amount. Is that realistic? If that's progress, and I know you said it's not, is that a realistic plan?
Number one, it is not. Number two, you can sign any agreement that you want with President Rouhani or Zarif. If Ayatollah Khamenei, the head of the Islamic Council, does not sign it, it doesn't worth the paper written in it, because he has a veto power. We can sign anything with him and pacify ourselves. After 2-3 months, he said, I don't like it, I veto it. Now you try to put a sanction back. God bless the world. Well,
2 things about the sanction then, and you led me right to where I wanted to go. Isn't there enough motivation? Because there is real desire on Iran's part for the easing of these sanctions. They're economically in a crippled state. Isn't that enough to motivate them to come up with some sort of deal, even if it's a bad deal, as Benjamin Netanyahu has called this?
May I say something? Before we sit on the table, they were going bankrupt. Iranian gas company went bankrupt, Chapter 7. And they did not pay the worker for 4 months. Everybody was, rioting. When we sit down with this terrorist state on the table, we give them $2 billion. 3 months later, they didn't do anything. We give them another $2 billion. They didn't do anything. Now we are giving them $700 million a month till July. So, they are not that desperate right now.
So, Dr. Benhuri, you clearly then are not in favor of these talks. What's the alternative for the United States? Because Iran is very influential in the region where we are battling ongoing terrorist threats.
I believe the best is the much heavier sanction, make it double and triple of the sanction. The regime would fall by itself.
More sanctions than there are. Of course, Congress wants to do that. As we know, Benjamin Netanyahu is coming to address Congress in a week or so, and will probably make that same claim. However, is it wise to destabilize a powerful regime in such an unstable region of the country, of the world?
They are a terrorist regime.
No, I understand that, and I'm not advocating for either. I'm just asking the question.
Iranian, they are very highly educated people. They are really nice people. They want democracy. They want to get rid of this group. If the sanction, if we didn't pay them all the money, they were bankrupt, the people would riot and get rid of them and put the much better government in place.
Do you really think that's possible? Because when we look at other countries in the region, that's not necessarily what has happened. There have been dictatorships where the people didn't have the power to get rid of the leadership that was in the country. I'm thinking of Saddam Hussein, for example.
Number one, they are worse than Saddam Hussein. They are far worse dictator. According to Amnesty International, they are killing one Iranian citizen an hour. I mean, this is a state of, genocide. And
doctor, if that were possible, would it not have already happened? Where the people would get rid of the regime?
You see, they have all the weapons. But when they could not pay the worker, and the worker peacefully comes out and starts demonstrating that they want wages, it erodes their power. When the soldier, they don't get paid, they don't listen anymore. That was happening. We made a mistake to sit down and talk to this terrorist regime, and so far we gave them more than $7 billion. So right now they don't need money. They're fine.
And it's been ongoing. We've been working on this for 10 years. Many keep saying that it's going to continue to go.
That's true.
We'll have to leave it right there for now. Dr. Marc Benhuri, it's been very interesting to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.